I've been asked to show how to make a hat pattern, a top hat pattern. So if you did a straight up and down, you wouldn't really need a pattern because you're just cutting it straight up and down on the sheet of felt. But if you're doing one that you want to be tapered, what you do is you take a piece of cardstock, doesn't matter what color, and you roll it to what the tapering you want it to be. So let's say you wanted your hat to be tapered like this and about that tall. You'd roll your cone up like that, and I'm just going to cut off the excess right here. And I'm going to temporarily put a little piece of tape to hold it in place so my hands are free. I only want it to be about this tall. Try to make it as straight up and down as possible. And then I'm going to perpendicularly draw a line around. And then my next line is going to be where I want it, the height of it. So I'm going to say about here. And again, perpendicular to this line, the up and down line. I want my seam to be up and down as well, so I'm going to draw that here. I need a little bit of an overlap. I'm going to open this up now that I have that. And I'm going to put the line over, maybe 3/16 of an inch. Just have a little bit of an overlap. Okay, so now when you unfold it, you can see there's a curve that's happening. You might want to even that out a little bit because your line might not have been perfect. If you want to have even more security when you glue it, you could choose one side that's going to be tucked under and put a couple tabs. So I want to hold it in place temporarily again, so I'm putting another piece of tape here to keep it in a spot. All right, so now we're ready to figure out the top and the bottom. So the bottom, how big of a lip do we want around? Let's say we want it to come out to be about like this. Now if you have circle stencils, you could make it perfect or use something and trace it out. But I'm just going to freehand it. Now for the top, we're going to trace it and we're going to add some tabs. I'm going to just put 3. And the next piece that we're going to do, we're going to have a band of black. I have a little piece of black leather that I'm going to use. Anyways, so for that, you just have to trace out that arc again. And I want an overlap again because I want it to glue around it nicely. So I'm going to put that there. And then you just decide it's going to be about that thick. Connect those markers together. And then you just cut out those pieces. I'm going to tape these two pieces together so that they're more secure. When I cut out the piece, it won't be one single piece, so there'll be a real secure connection here. And it's less gluing. So I've cut out the bottom of the hat. And I didn't put a hole in the bottom here. But if you're finding that it's sitting too high on your character's head or whatever, then you might want to cut a hole. Just make sure that it's not bigger than the pattern top portion. So just make sure it's smaller than that so that when you glue them together, you're having enough touching. You can also add tabs on this part so that it sticks more on the base. I didn't do that for this one.